It's Monday night PlayStation for NPL Victoria, Kingston City against Pascoe Vale. It's a huge match for both teams. Pascoe Vale trying to consolidate a spot in the top 6 in a race that is fast morphing into the battle to avoid 12th place. As the ladder continues to compress, Kingston City tonight can take a big stride away from Melbourne Knights, who currently occupy that hot spot, which is a playoff against the best second-placed NPL 2 team come the end of the season. Quality.
Correct, and on current form, I mean, they've really fluctuated throughout the season, but on current form, they look like they're storming back towards a top 6 spot.
We'll go through the ladder and the consequences of results tonight, but that whistle in the background gets us underway. Maybe a sign that I've come down here to a few games too many. Here's Sammy Noor breaking down the left side. Wants his right foot, edge of the penalty area, trying to find a way through. Squares it to Irwin, nicks the ball on. Hamish Miller supporting the attack. Driving from distance, Hamish Miller. And that is a promising early shot. It goes wide left. Pavlidis was at full stretch, watching it, distorting and making the ladder a little misleading at the moment. Not so much at the bottom of the table, more so at the top. Here's the free kick from Prelevich, swinging to the far post. It gets a touch and goes wide. And it was Hennessy there with Joseph Youssef, both of them lining up.
Or anything. They just tend to cancel themselves out. If they have a good game in front of goals, they tend to concede just as many. And likewise, if they're not really putting away their chances, or they do put away one, they'll equally sort of let that lead slip and squander the lead that they have.
Irwin sends the ball over to the left, and now Tidmarsh's cross is a good one. McCoy misses. It was a tap in at the far post. Ball was moving at speed, and he couldn't bury the chance. He's put it wide, and that
being one of them. But a lot of their mainstays have impressed. Krapko, Gover, Stella have been really important pillars of their front third.
They're unbeaten in 4, Port Melbourne. Now here's Taban McCoy holding his ground as he breaks away from the Pascoe Vale defence. He goes wide from the tight angle. It's in. Defender sliding on the line, couldn't keep it out, and the early miss is quickly forgotten as Taban McCoy puts Kingston City into a 1-0 lead. Pascoe Vale couldn't compete with the pace as he shrugged the defence, and even though he took himself wide, the finish was a good one.
Certainly making amends for his earlier miss there. Lightning quick speed to get in behind the defence, and the on-rushing Alex Pavlidis just really couldn't stop him. Good ball across the face.
In real time, I thought no way, and then on the replay, I was maybe a little bit more convinced. Here's Prelevich's free kick, swinging to the far post, headed down, and Munoz puts it into the arms of Kyle Kennedy on the bounce. I think it is Taban McCoy's goal in the 21st minute, the difference between the teams as we kick off the second half. And the youngsters have gone and congregated behind the goals at the Westall Road end. Take a major and even this far out as we see the ball deflected. And now a chance for McCoy, sliding it in, looking for Noor, but Pavlidis able to hold the ball at the near post. Bit of space to exploit. Ball played to Van Schip. He's under the pump immediately from Miller and loses him. Able to shimmy away and play the ball through the left side. And now Pascoe Vale cut back. Joseph Youssef a step over Prelevich, shooting straight into the arms of Kennedy. That is their most fluent move of the night, Pascoe Vale, and it very nearly paid off. Danny City might be promoted by then.
They might, but you still...
And don't forget, that was the game where Robbie Havercroft scored the last-minute equaliser, the goalie last year. Here's Sammy Noor. Ball to McCoy, left side of the box. Pavlidis makes himself big, takes the ball, and even though there was a pile-up of bodies, Taban McCoy fell. Winnable game.
Maybe a point.
Murray United on the border. As we see Kingston into the box, Iconis can't tee up McCoy, and you hear the frustration in the crowd. That was a better chance than it looked, maybe. Still on the attack. Sammy Noor dancing on the ball, lost the ball. Matteo Balan take the free kick sideways. And now played to Prelevich, who lost the ball under his feet. And storming through is Faisal Sakizada. Kingston on the attack. McCoy, the goal scorer. Steps left, cuts it across, and Sakizada nearly there to finish it. He didn't slide in, he watched the ball roll beyond his feet. Alice Springs is one heck of an away trip. That's the toughest in Australia. Ball into the area, Sammy Noor doubles the advantage. Great ball in from Zved, Noor with a half volley, and Kingston look like winners at the Grange. Goal coming in the 73rd minute. It's Kingston City 2, Pascoe Vale 0.
Well, we've talked about Kingston needing to kill off games and how they haven't been able to do that throughout the season, but this time 2-0, you think that's good enough with the win. I won't say it too early, but a very clinical finish there, great ball in, and really Kingston have been the better team tonight, and it's really showed.
Pascoe Vale made the sub with Lazaridis coming on, tried to engineer something. The bench in Velibor Mitrovic, see what he can do as Kingston try to consolidate and close out this game. But that goal is as important as it is for Kingston. That is yet another hammer blow to the Melbourne Knights as things stand. They are 5 points adrift. As we see Lazaridis trying for the instant reply, and it's saved by Kyle Kennedy out for a corner. But as things stand, they are now 5 points adrift of getting out of the relegation places.
Bit of the goal-scoring burden on Damien Iaconis.
Ball into the area. They get one back. Joseph Youssef. And there's a bit of a squabble on the goal line. The ball's been retrieved in the end. And yes, it's Pascoe Vale who have scored. The goal stands. Kyle Kennedy arguing to the referee. He's probably done well to avoid a yellow card out of it. But Kingston have conceded almost immediately after scoring, and it's game right back on as Pascoe Vale are back in business. Here comes the corner. Driven, looking for Sakizada, and he puts it just wide to the left. Last roll of the dice. Tidmarsh hurls it down the line. Iaconis using his strength. Referee's seen enough. Kingston City with a vital 3 points. They move away from the drop zone, and Pascoe Vale leave the door ajar to the NPL top 6. A match as important to the two teams that played it as so many others watching in, hoping for a result that would go their way. The full-time score at the Grange Reserve, Kingston City 2, Pascoe Vale 1.